For centuries, our history books have told a very specific story about how human civilization began. We've been taught that the first complex urban societies emerged around 5,000 years ago in dry, predictable environments, like the arid river valleys of Egypt and Mesopotamia. But fly over the Amazon rainforest, and you're confronted with a landscape challenging that entire timeline. Below is an endless, unbroken sea of green canopy, stretching far as the eye can see. For hundreds of years, the scientific consensus was settled on this region. Experts believed the dense vegetation, harsh climate, and naturally poor soil made it impossible for a large-scale civilization to survive here. Now and then, explorers would return from deep inside the jungle with stories of vast populated settlements and wide roads. Historians largely dismissed them. What they claimed to have seen defied accepted rules of human history. In reality, nature swallowed these ancient structures so perfectly that no trace remained visible from above. Millions of trees grew over the cities, hiding them in plain sight for centuries. To see what was hidden, humanity had to find a way to look straight through that thick roof of leaves and vines without cutting down a single tree. That barrier finally broke with the arrival of a mapping technology called LiDAR, light detection and ranging. It allowed researchers to bypass the physical jungle entirely. Here is how it works. Aircraft fly over the target area, firing millions of laser pulses toward the ground. Most of those lasers hit the leaves and branches, but a tiny fraction slip through the gaps in the canopy and strike the forest floor. When scientists collect the data from those returning lasers, they use software to virtually erase the millions of trees from the landscape. What remains is a raw, highly accurate map of the solid ground below. When they processed the first scans of the Amazon, the chaotic jungle floor resolved into enormous, deliberate geometric shapes. Straight lines stretched for kilometers, connecting to massive plazas that could only be engineered by human hands. These glowing outlines provided the hard forensic evidence that finally closed a centuries-old cold case. The early explorers had been telling the truth. The mythical jungle cities were real. The infrastructure is staggering. The LiDAR scans revealed road systems cutting through difficult terrain, large defensive walls surrounding distinct neighborhoods, and massive ceremonial platforms. To manage the heavy rainfall, these ancient builders constructed raised agricultural fields to protect their crops from seasonal flooding, and dug extensive canal networks to carry fresh water directly through their communities. They also solved the problem of the Amazon's nutrient-poor dirt by creating a rich, human-made topsoil known as terra preta. By mixing charcoal, food waste, and plant matter, they produced highly fertile earth. Because terra preta remains fertile generation after generation, these ancient Amazonians were able to continuously farm the same land. This steady food supply supported interconnected, sprawling populations numbering in the tens of thousands. These communities actively engineered and improved the landscape, turning a harsh rainforest into a thriving urban environment that lasted for centuries. This evidence proves the Amazon was never an untouched wilderness. It forces us to update our understanding of how early societies adapted to their environments. This is just one part of a global shift in archaeology. Thanks to new scanning and sensing technologies, we are in a golden age of discovery. In central Turkey, ground-penetrating radar is mapping out massive cities hidden tens of meters beneath solid rock, complete with ventilation shafts and complex living quarters. Along the coastlines, underwater mapping and diving robotics are pinpointing the exact locations of legendary port cities that vanished beneath the sea. We are even mapping entire prehistoric landscapes, including forests and river valleys, that now rest completely submerged beneath the modern oceans. With so much of our planet still covered by dense jungles, deep oceans, and shifting desert sands, you have to ask, what else is waiting to be found? The record of our past continues to grow with every new expedition. The most significant discovery of all time might be waiting right beneath the trees, holding its breath for the next laser to strike it.